After finishing the season with a perfect record, the playoffs were finally here, and we continued our win streak, absolutely dominating the first 3 teams with ease. It felt unreal. We had made the state championship, and I started off the game with one of the biggest returns I ever had. I didn't get the touchdown, but I put us in great field position for the rest of the drive. And on 2nd and 10, I run the ball in for our first touchdown of the game. I got back on the field with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first, and I kind of made my own route for my first catch of the game. I continued to show why I was the #1 running back, getting through small gaps for extra yards every play. And after just a couple plays, I ran the ball into the end zone again for another touchdown. And after that touchdown, we had every bit of momentum we needed, and we just kept applying that pressure. By the end of the game, we were up by over 30 points, easily showing we're the better team. I had a very good game with over 300 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. And after winning the state championship, I pretty much racked up any offer I could ever want. There were some big schools like Bama or LSU that weren't willing to take a risk on me, but at the end of the day, I had a great list of schools now, and I needed to make a decision. And after not only considering my thoughts, but also taking y'all's comments into consideration, I decided I was signing to Ole Miss. Let's go. With the time I had before actually having to move on campus, I worked out every day, gaining 10 pounds of muscle by the time the season was starting. But that work just didn't seem to be translating over to the football field. There were times I would show potential, breaking a few tackles before going down, but I would always cancel them out right afterwards with another bad play. However, I wasn't really responsible for the blocks or the play calling, so I wasn't too hard on myself. My best play of the whole practice came from a screen pass that I took for about a 20-yard gain. And obviously that wasn't anywhere near enough to move me up from the second string. To start off our game against Vandy, coach put me in the game even though I was supposed to be second string. I ended up embarrassing myself quick though by tripping and falling straight on my face. Just seconds later, I ran for my first time in my college career for a 4-yard gain. But before our drive could even get started, Jackson Dart makes a terrible read and throws an interception. And Vanderbilt took full advantage of that, taking a 7-point lead early on. Next possession, I start off with a nice little catch for a 6-yard gain. And on 3rd and 4, I catch the screen pass, break a tackle, and get the first down. But we end up getting shut down later on, and we have to take our 3-point. With 31 seconds left in the first, I have my biggest run so far, getting us the first down. But most plays, my line just wasn't giving me the blocks that I needed. 1st and 2nd, Jackson hands me the ball, and I fight up the field, breaking a few tackles before finally going down. I was hype over that one, but even with that big run, coach sat me until 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Being down almost 5, I try to get the most out of the return. We continue moving up the field with no problem, and I got myself wide open, but Jackson had other plans. He wasn't even looking at me and threw another terrible pass for his 3rd interception of the game. I was so frustrated because I could have got that touchdown, and seeing them celebrate was killing me even more. I ended up having a decent first game, but I couldn't really get too much going for me. It was clear I definitely wasn't a first option on offense just yet. Going into this week's practice, I started off rough again, but I managed to turn it around quick though, getting some pretty decent yards. Coach had switched some of the plays around to fit me more. He realized I was a threat when it came to catching the ball as well. But even with the plays I was making, it still wasn't enough to move to a starter position yet. But with our next game being up against FCS Midwest, it was the perfect opportunity to show exactly what I got. I got on the field pretty early in the first, but once again, I just wasn't a main option. Jackson Dart had no trust in me yet, but at least he was making better reads this game and not throwing interceptions. On 1st and 10, I got to run for the first time, getting an 8-yard gain. But every time we got in position to score, it seems like I got subbed out right afterward. My team was doing good though, and we was up 14-0 after the first. I wasn't getting too many touches on offense, but I was doing everything I could on kickoff return. Even when I was wide open, Jackson was just never looking at me. And on other plays, I was just lined up to block, which I'm not really very good at considering everyone's bigger than me. Next play, Jackson finally looks my way, and I make the catch, getting the first down and more. And after that pass, he hit me again for almost a 20-yard gain. I was so close to that touchdown, but once again, I did not get a chance to score. I came back in the game at the start of the 3rd and had my biggest run so far this game. I was starting to get more touches, and I was making them count. But once again, with good scoring position, I don't touch the ball. It just seemed like I couldn't score a touchdown. We ended the game in a 41-3 blowout win. game, and I had 138 rushing yards with another 0 touchdowns. I actually had almost 27 carries this game, but with almost every run getting shut down, it really didn't even matter. Going into next week, I had a huge position battle against Evans. I've been second string since I arrived here, and this is my chance to finally become a starter. I started off my position battle with a pretty nice run, but the defense let me know it wasn't going to be easy. And this man Jackson Dart seems to hate me. He launched the ball out of bounds not one, but 2 plays in a row. I was doing what I could with the runs, but I felt like my team just wasn't helping me. I got a couple nice gains showing I was putting in the effort, but Jackson was wasting my attempts throwing the ball in the opposite direction. With 1 rep left, he finally throws me the ball just to spite me. And even though I didn't feel like I had a fair chance, I failed and lost the position battle. I had to let it go though and look forward to our next game up against number 22 ranked Texas. To start off the game, we were in great field position and Jackson gets us even closer to a touchdown on the option. But instead of going through the wide open gap, he tosses me the ball and I get tackled for a loss. So we end up just having to take our 3 points. Our defense was locked in though and got a huge stop forcing the punt. On 2nd and 8, I run a wheel route and Jackson hits me quick and I take full advantage of it, getting a 20-yard gain. But the drive wouldn't last long because coach was calling some of the craziest plays I've ever seen and they were getting shut down. Texas took the momentum on that stop and ended their drive on a field goal to tie the game. And just moments later, Jackson Dart did what he does best and threw a perfect pass right to the other team. Texas scored a touchdown and took a 7-point lead. We needed another touchdown before half, so I took off sprinting as hard as I could. And as soon as I broke out towards the left, I knew I was getting us in a good field position. And we ended up tying the game 10-10, ending the half. To start off the third, Jackson hands me the ball and I fight through traffic to get the first down. Jackson started to get in his bag too though, breaking out to the right side, getting the first down and more. 1st and 10, I run this curl route to perfection, sliding right under the defense for the catch and securing the first down before getting tackled. The next play, I run again, getting another decent gain, and even though I got subbed out, I did my job and my team scored, taking the lead back. After that, we kept control of the game, chewing clock as much as possible, and I broke out for a pretty big run, showing coach that I had potential to be a big time running back. We finished the game with a huge 23-10 win over Texas, and I had a pretty decent game, but I still had a lot of work to do. It was clear to me that a lot of success that I had in high school wasn't going to come as easy in college. But once I get my quarterback on my side and earn my coach's trust, I should have no problem fitting right in with this team. That's going to be it for this episode though, and I just wanted to say I appreciate all the support I've been getting for y'all boys lately, and I promise y'all will try to be more consistent, but I got 2 channels going on at the same time and it can kind of get jumbled up a little bit. But I appreciate y'all boys watching once again. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, and if you ain't watched the last episode, it's right here.